going on, everyone? This is Lucas Ross Sports. Lucas Ross, your commentator, and we continue our 2022 college football predictions. The Florida State Seminoles are up next. I'll give you my thoughts on this team, give you an official prediction for this team, and go through the schedule, and you'll go from there. Before we do that, let's look back at 2021 for this Florida State team. In 2021, the Florida State Seminoles went 5-7, exactly the prediction I thought they would go to. 5-7 is obviously their first-year head coach, so a lot to build on from that season a year ago. You look at their offense and defensive rankings from last year, pretty similar numbers, 74th on the offense last year, something to build on and something to improve on this year. Defensively, they were 67th last year in the country. I mean, this defense has a lot coming back. I'll get to the production percentage, returning production percentage in just a minute. Points per game and opponents per game, they were pretty similar as well. 27.6 points a game on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, they gave up 26.5 points a game as well. So, I mean, both rankings and numbers were pretty similar from last year for this Florida State team. Offensively, they bring quite a lot back this year. That's a pretty good sign there for this Florida State team. Defensively, they bring almost everybody back. This team has a chance to be one of the top defenses in the country this year, maybe in the ACC as well. I mean, they were just, there's a lot of build around this program. There's a lot of build around this program this year. And here's the 2022 schedule for Florida State. This is a schedule that really sets up nicely for them. And that opening game against Duquesne is on August 27th. So an early game there in August for this Florida State team. This is a game, though, they should take care of business. Duquesne, though, went 7-3 last year as an FCS team, but this team should really not be any problem for Florida State. I think they will win this game at home. LSU, there's that game against LSU at New Orleans. This game is a tough one to call here. This game is going to go back and forth, maybe a defensive battle here. I think Florida State does have the better offense in this game. Defensively, they have the better defense as well. This game is going to be tough. It's going to be a tough one. LSU has Brian Kelly coming over. I mean, what is he going to be like? LSU, though, I really don't know how they're going to be like this year on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, they bring quite a lot back. But at the end of the day, though, with Florida State being the offensive weapon and also the defensive weapon, I think that I see Florida State pulling off an upset here at New Orleans. It's a neutral site game, but I think Florida State will win. I think Florida State has the production percentage for them as well, and I think that the Seminoles will pull off an upset here. If LSU was ranked in the top 25 by this point, I don't know. I think LSU might not be ranked at the top 25 this season. Let's see what happens. Next game on the road at Louisville. They open up ACC play on the road at Louisville. Tough game here. Louisville has a lot coming back on the offensive side of the ball. Eventually, they have question marks, but offensively, they bring back Cunningham, who's a great quarterback, winning guy. But, Louisville hasn't had much success with Cunningham. It's been really inconsistent years for Cunningham. Could this be the year that he finally steps up to the table? I think he does, but at the end of the day, though, with Florida State's defense, I think they're going to step up in this game. Second half defensively, I think it will be a shootout. But, second half, I think Florida State does step up, and I think Florida State will win on the road at Louisville. That's going to be an interesting game, though. Don't really sleep on that game. It's going to be a game that can go either way. Next game at home against Boston College, September the 24th. Boston College is a team that I'm not really high on this year. I think they have a lot of question marks on offense this year. Defensively, they bring quite a bit coming back this year. But this is a home game for Florida State. I think I see Florida State winning this game by maybe more than 3 touchdowns, maybe, a couple touchdowns, but maybe I think this is a game that Florida State should win. I don't really see Boston College really competing here at Florida State as well. And I think the Seminoles will win and start out 4-0. And they will get to the month of October with a game against Wake Forest here on October the 1st. Tough game here. Wake Forest was a great team last year. Wake Forest brings quite a lot coming back on the offensive side of the ball. They have the offensive production percentage chance there, or production percentage advantage there. But Florida State does have the defense advantage. And I think the defense is going to step up in this game for Florida State. I think they'll be fired up. If Wake Forest was ranked in the top 15 by this point, I think Florida State does win this one, and I think they do start out 5-0 on the season. That is an interesting matchup, though. Don't really sleep on that game, but Florida State's got a lot coming back on the defense. this team, like I said, has a chance to be one of the top defenses in the country this season. Next game on the road at NC State. NC State, tough place to play here. NC State was a really great team last year. They really fell apart, though, at the end of the season, but NC State should be overall a really great team in the Atlantic Division. They have a chance to maybe win the Atlantic this year. NC State brings quite a lot back on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, they bring almost everybody back as well. So these may be the top two defenses in the ACC this season, NC State and Florida State. Who has the better defense? It's Florida State. The offense, though, I give it to NC State. The home field advantage goes to them. And I think NC State will pull out the win. I think it will be a close game, though. Defensive battle maybe the whole way. I think NC State just barely pulls off the win, but it's a defensive battle maybe the whole way. Both defenses are really strong in this one. Just don't really sleep on this game. I mean, it's a game that can go either way. Clemson next, October the 15th. It's at home for Florida State. Could this be the year that Florida State pulls off the upset on Clemson? I don't really see it happening. I think Clemson is too talented. I mean, Florida State does have the talent. Let's say that right now. They do have the talent to beat Clemson. Defensively, they bring everybody back, like I said. But Clemson too talented on offense, and I think the offense will be explosive this year for Clemson. I think it should be a better offense than they were last year as well. And I think Clemson will give Florida State their second loss on the year. That's a tough game there to lose. I mean, it's obviously at home, but it's a game that can go either way. I'm saying that it's not going to be a blowout. I think it's a game that can go either way. And now they get a bye week before playing Georgia Tech at home. I think this is a game that Florida State will bounce back on. I don't really see Georgia Tech being all that great of a team this year. I think with all the, COVID issues that they had, all the COVID issues that everybody had, I think we see a much better season with no upsets a lot. But I think this is a game that Florida State will win, and I think Georgia Tech is pretty much just, not ready to compete yet in the ACC again. Next game on the road at Miami. They get to the month of November now. Miami, a rival game here. It's going to be an interesting battle. I mean, it's on the road as well. Tough place to play. This is a game that can go either way as well. Miami does return quite a bit this year on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, they bring almost everybody back. I mean, defenses are both pretty good in this game. Maybe the top three defenses in the ACC as well. But I give Florida State the advantage on offense. I give the advantage. I know it's on the road, but I got Florida State winning against Miami this year. I think it does. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but, I think Florida State can pull off a win here. I think it will, be a game, though, that can go either way. I'm saying it's going to be a close game. Defensive battle probably as well. They might have a lot of defensive battles. The offense might struggle a little bit, in scoring points, but I think they do score a little bit of points in this game. Next game on the road at Syracuse. I know it's Syracuse and all, but this is not going to be an easy game. Let's say that right now. This is not going to be an easy game. Syracuse brings quite a bit back from last year as well. They bring almost everybody back on offense, almost everybody back on defense as well. Defensively in the ACC, there's a lot of teams out there that are so good on defense this year, but Florida State does have the defensive advantage in this game. I think the defense is going to be an explosive presence in the ACC this year. They might be a top 10 defense this year. I think they do go on the road to defeat Syracuse. I think they will defeat Syracuse on the road. Take care of business against Louisiana there. And then there's that final game at home against Florida. It's first time talking about Florida on this video in a while. Florida is a team that has a lot of question marks. Let's say that right now. Defensively, they should be really good. But offensively, they have a lot of question marks. I know it comes down to that quarterback position for Florida. I'm saying that right now. It comes down to that quarterback position. Defensively, they don't bring a lot back. That's the main thing. And Florida, I don't really see Florida really, beating Florida State this year. I think I see Florida State pulling off a win here. I think it does happen. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to happen now, but I think Florida State does win against Florida this year. This game is on Friday as well, but, it's a home game, and I think the defense will step up for Florida State. I just think with that defense, Florida State's going to be a really explosive defensive team. The overall prediction, though, and the overall record for Florida State, though, comes out to be 10-2. I think Florida State fans will be happy about that. Some fans might not be happy about that. I know 10-2 sounds crazy after a 5-7 year last year, but this team has got a lot coming back on the defensive side. Give me your thoughts on this Florida State team, and we'll do more predictions throughout the week. And stay tuned here for more on Lucas Ross Sports.